Dramas tend to be about extreme conflicts between people, toxic relationships, personal grudges, and emotions that are so over the top that they can make the movie feel larger than life. It's unusual to get one about personal growth with normal everyday people. The Lost King might center around a search for a king, but it's not Richard who drives the story, but Philippa, a normal, everyday woman. Hello and welcome to my channel. Here I review new movies and television shows and try to release a new review every day from Monday to Friday. Today I'm going over The Lost King. It's directed by Stephen Frears and written by Steve Coogan and Jeff Boat. It stars Sally Hawkins, Harry Lloyd, and Mark Addy. It's a wonderful drama that delves into the topics of self-discovery and public perceptions. Its orchestral soundtrack will have you riding a roller coaster of emotions while watching passionate performances from amazing actors. It's a story of love and meaning that makes you feel warm and delivers a satisfying yet bittersweet ending. It takes its time to get into the meat of the story, but once it does, it's a succulent delight. The story follows Philippa, a divorced mother who suffers from myalgic encephalomyelitis. After a bad day at work, she takes her son to see a play for his schoolwork and falls in love with the story of King Richard III. She begins to see an apparition taking the form of King Richard from the play, and it starts her on a journey of self-discovery, a journey to find the body of a long-lost king. She researches and talks to people with extensive knowledge of history and begins her search. The plot is simple and plays out in a fairly predictable way, but it's still a sweet journey. There isn't any action nor any tense conflict between persons, so the intrigue comes entirely from the personal work Philippa does during the movie. She works on her relationships while balancing her time with research and grows beautifully as a character while she does. Her relationship with Richard is an interesting look at the perceptions of society, and Sally Hawkins was able to give a powerful performance while monologuing to him. It was also neat how her relationship with her ex-husband, John, mirrors her growth. As she opens up and becomes more confident, she grows closer to him and starts to fix the problems in their relationship. The story does a fantastic job of getting the emotions right, and it's easy to get lost in them. I was so annoyed at the dismissive nature of the bureaucrats from the university and wanted Philippa to get her win. She needed to try and find Richard, even if she didn't, because it meant so much to her growth as a person. She's finally stepped out of her shell to take a big risk, and it's easy to root for her when she's coming from that position. In the end, the way the story plays out is satisfying and leaves you feeling full, but does have a bit of a bitter aftertaste. The film does say comedy on the box, but it isn't all that funny. It's humorous, but none of the jokes will have you dying of laughter or even laughing out loud. The funniest sections were funny observations or silly appearances. That said, there are a lot of moments that will make you smile because of how cute they are. The cast does a great job of emoting, and every major character in the film feels like an interesting and realistic person. No over-the-top personalities, no one-note characters, and a lot of gray area. Sally Hawkins plays the slightly eccentric Philippa. She's soft-spoken and keeps to herself at first, but slowly over the course of the film, opens up and lets her weird out. She's determined and witty, and reminds me of Newt Scamander. She delivers her monologues with deep passion and expresses a great deal of emotion with just her face and voice. Steve Coogan as John Langley stands out as well. His emotional depth and charisma make him the perfect partner to handle Philippa in her time of change, and his relationship with Hawkins exudes chemistry. Whenever they're together, you can feel his love for her through his expressions and tonality, and I wish they had developed their story just a little bit more. Aside from those two, Mark Addy and Harry Lloyd also stand out. Addy plays an archaeologist that helps Philippa in her journey and plays his character with a ton of nuance. I both hated and respected him. Lloyd is the stage actor who plays King Richard and the apparition who appears to Philippa. He doesn't talk much but does a solid job of emoting while listening. The production quality of the film was quite high, with the camera work being smooth, the sound mixing being even across the board, and no major flaws. Visually, the film is a little boring, but it does close-ups on its actors well, and it manages to pull off a neat little shot here and there. The music is what really takes this film to the next level. The soundtrack is made up of orchestral pieces that seem handcrafted to perfectly mold the scenery into a poignant emotional attack. The music hits hard and comes laden with emotions. I could feel my heart swell and recede with it, and it made the entire experience much more memorable. The Lost King is a solid drama with an exceptional cast, an emotional soundtrack, and characters that you will love. It's a little slow and isn't very tense, but if you're looking to do some thinking or want to go on an adventure, this movie is great for either. 8 out of 10.